So welcome to episode 2 of season 1 of Coveney Speaks. Today we have an incredible guest and a boss babe of note.
Yes, always.
Someone who has been with me through my journey of creating Boss Babes of South Africa for the longest time. We have Thandi Potgieter, who is the CEO of Icarus Media. She's also a co-director of Mrs. Soweto. She's a board member and a former Mrs. South Africa, Mrs. Personality. Thandi, you are doing the most as a multifaceted woman of South Africa. So tell us, how's your 2023 been? Any life lessons learned?
It has been an explosion.
Everyone I ask says the same thing.
Yes, I think I'm still in January, so I don't know what happened to the rest of the year. It has flown by, but it's been exceptional. It's been absolutely rewarding. It's been challenging, and I've really just, lived life to the full during this year and impacted wherever possible. So, there's been many life lessons for 2023. And I think the most important thing that I've learned is that there is no such thing as work-life balance.
More work-life integration, right?
More work-life integration. And I think the big thing is that as women, we are so hard on ourselves. We, as we say, this lingo, as you say, work-life balance, work-life integration, is something that we're always striving for. And it's something that I think isn't always achievable, and we're setting ourselves up, to keep feeling guilty. And I think that's a big thing. Women always have this guilt around with them in whatever they do. And I think what I've learned from 2023 is that you are going to drop balls. You are going to drop them. But each day, you just got to make a decision on, which is going to be your focus for the day. And be kind to yourself. You're not going to be able to keep them all in the air at the same time. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're doing it with, a conscious decision on where your focus is going to be that day and doing that to the best of your ability, that's really the focus. And that's what I've really, really want to take through into 2024 is really to just be kinder to myself, realize, what I can do, what I can't do. And more importantly, boundaries.
Yes.
That's a thing that I do struggle with, and I know a lot of women do struggle with boundaries. And I think it's incredibly important to know your worth, know the worth of your time.
Yes.
And also just to remember that if you are saying yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And that is a very profound thing, that resonated with me, because, if I'm saying yes to an event or yes to, a project.
Right.
I'm saying no to perhaps my family or to perhaps to another project that I'm working on. So I think just being very conscious and, making sure that your decisions are deliberate and you're weighing everything up. I'm saying this now, but obviously everybody knows me. I'm a famous yes person. And, I love giving back. But I think learning boundaries is very important to preserve your energy, preserve your well-being. And that's my big takeaway for 2023 is preserve your well-being, and don't feel guilty if you need to say no to something.
Yeah, I think we're in this mentality of the superwoman,
Exactly.
We just want to do everything, and we don't get something right. We, knock ourselves
over. Oh my
over.
gosh, we knock ourselves down, definitely.
Yeah.
And so, my slogan for 2024 is be kind to yourself.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I think we need more of that.
Definitely.
That kind of energy that says it's okay to not be okay at times.
Yes, exactly that.
Yeah, you can't go through your entire life just being fantastic every single day.
Well, some weeks we do pull it off. We do have our good weeks, but then, be kind to yourselves in the weeks that aren't going well. I've had quite a crazy week so far this week. And that's fine. Next week will be better, and just pick yourself up and keep moving forward, and keep, don't let that doubt eat away at you and doubt your abilities because of something that went wrong, last week. Just keep moving forward and obviously looking after yourself first most.
So Thandi, as the CEO of Icarus Media, I know you and I have worked together in our earlier days.
Yes.
What sort of, what are some of the trends that are happening in the media space, digital media space, that you can share with our community that, they could learn from or that they could implement in the new year?
So the biggest thing, obviously, organic reach dwindles every year, and I think it's dwindling dramatically because obviously so many people are on social media and everyone's fighting for the same space and the same, eyes on pages. And once again, and I've said this before and it hasn't changed, the biggest trend is authenticity. Real. I always say it's, people love reality shows, and why would social media be any different?
Yes.
So my biggest trend that I say is obviously, be yourself. Let people see who you are. They want to see the real you. They don't want to see the perfect you with the perfect makeup all the time. I know that I'm saying that, and I've always got makeup, but I literally wake up and put it on in the car. So, but you don't have to be perfect all the time,
Yes.
and people resonate with that. So let the trend is, even if it's a product that you're selling, bring yourself into it. People want to connect with you. People connect with people.
Correct.
So, the biggest trend that I would say going forward for 2024 is more reality, more real. You don't need those perfectly curated shots, the perfect curated videos. The more authentic, the more real, the better. Obviously, do keep in mind that if you are a brand or your product is a brand, you have to still maintain certain, degrees of excellence in that.
Yes.
And I wouldn't put bad lighting or something that's really poorly made out there.
Right.
But just be cognizant of that, but otherwise keep it real, keep it authentic, and just speak to your audience. They want to know who you are, what you are about, and that's what they're interested in.
I resonate with that because I think in 2023, I've done things a little bit differently as well. I've showed up with the good, bad, and ugly.
Yes, I've noticed that, and I'm loving it, and so is everybody else.
And makeup free,
Exactly.
acne popping up,
Yes.
acne getting popped,
Yes.
not having the greatest days, struggling through challenges. Like, I've showed all of
Yes,
that, and I was
you
just
have.
exactly to your point, the way it resonates with the audience.
Yeah.
Because I think people are just tired of
They're
seeing
tired.
perfection
They're
everywhere.
tired of perfection everywhere. I mean, there's so many filters. I mean, you don't even know what people really look like
Correct.
anymore.
You walk past them when you meet them in real life.
You don't even know. I mean, I've gone to a lot of influencer events where I actually, as you say, cannot put the influencer with the actual person that's standing in front of me, and that's not authentic. And I think it's actually breaking women down to have this perfect persona all the time. I mean, people need to know that it's okay, and it's fine to be your natural self, and that really is, as I said, what resonates. So just more of that, and exactly a proven track record of that. I've been loving watching your authentic stuff. I'm trying. I think I did one without makeup on, but that's it exactly, and that's what I really advocate. No matter where you are, what product you're selling, it's true across the board.
Correct. And what advice do you have for, people wanting to work with brands? I want to say I do little social media audits when I go through it. Because look, I'm an auditor by profession.
Yes.
So this doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
It's your natural instinct.
Correct. So, you see individuals endorsing every single thing under the sun, endorsing everything under the sun. It's one day it's a shopping mall, the next day it's a beauty product, then it's another beauty product, then it's something else. It just seems so much, Thandi.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, and how do we build a brand that is authentic?
So I think the most important thing is to obviously, and this is another thing that's important for your social media, is to stick to your niche. So you need to know who you are and work with brands that align with that. So you must resonate with the product. And I think people very quickly see if something's not authentic. And they will be able to say, okay, I'm no longer resonating with this person because she's, showing up with this brand. We know that she doesn't connect with this. She doesn't have the ethos of the company, yet she's pushing it forward to us. And you lose credibility, you lose, obviously, the following as well. So very important. I mean, yes, I do quite a few brands, but I'm a very multifaceted person. And I also like supporting brands. So that's also quite difficult when you also someone that loves supporting small business, you will have sort of a varied array of brands on your page.
Yeah.
But I think as long as it sticks within your niche,
Correct.
and as long as
Aligns
it
with your brand.
aligns with your ethos, it aligns with who you are,
Yes.
and that you keep it authentic. Once again, authenticity is key.
Yeah. I watched someone who had 7 different partnerships in 1 week.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness.
Well, that just makes you think they're
now I'm
selling their
tired.
soul.
Like,
yeah.
I'm tired now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What will it be next week?
Exactly. and then, as you say, you lose that connection with the person. So it's a very fine balance. I mean, it's difficult. Obviously, for a lot of influencers, this is their sole income. So, yes, they are going to want to collaborate with quite a few brands, but eventually I think this will obviously sting them in the end.
Be picky.
They've got to be picky. They've got to choose products that they really love. And that their audience can see that true love and that true connection with that product. And doing 7 different things in 1 week is not going to help you. Might help you financially, but that'll be short term.
Correct. What are some of the trends in digital marketing at this point in terms of, people wanting to grow their social media? Just a few.
So to be honest, as I said, just keep that content out, keep it real. With regards to paid advertising, that is a big thing now. And to be honest, yes, you can do, digital marketing and paid ads with a small budget. But to be honest, if you really want to impact, you have to spend in order to make. And I'm finding that with a lot of my clients, that those that are really in it to win it, so to speak, are the ones that are reaping the benefits. So, as I said initially, everybody is fighting for the same eyes on page. Everyone's fighting for the same customer. And unfortunately, with paid advertising, you really have to have a very strong strategy and a 360 strategy, hitting every single touch point, working with influencers.
Correct.
Influencers are... it has had, everybody's like, these influencers, it doesn't work. But when you find the right one, it really does work. Yes. We had the pleasure of working with Natasha Joubert last year with one of my brands. She was our brand ambassador, and we got excellent returns on that campaign. Whereas someone else who actually had a bigger following with another brand actually got no results at all. So you have to really do your homework. You have to find the right influencer for your brand. And that can be a small brand. I mean, you don't have to, I've worked with somebody who had no budget. It was just on trade exchanges, but her product was really amazing. And there were a lot of influencers that were very keen to work with her. So it doesn't mean that, if you don't have a budget, you can't succeed. Correct. You just have to be a little bit more clever. You have to have a really strong marketing strategy in place. You need to know who your client is and what they're looking for. And obviously the big thing always is, fill a need. So that's the biggest keyword. Just what is the issue that your client is facing, and how can you speak to that need and resonate with them? So those are just a few simple things.
Fantastic. So Thandi, you were on our platform Boss Babes of South Africa a few weeks ago, and you spoke about the imposter syndrome.
Yes.
And my goodness, we received a ton of DMs and people resonating with that content. Tell us a little about your journey with this.
So, as I mentioned previously when I made that video, it was actually something that was just sitting, especially that week. I had just come across, as I mentioned, I'm co-director, as you said, of Mrs. Soweto. I'm also a director of the Women of Stature Awards. And so I deal daily with incredible, talented, mind-blowing women who still don't believe they deserve the space that they are taking.
Yes.
And I'd come across a few that week as well, and I just thought, this is... I'm actually getting goosebumps now talking to you, because it is something that really upset me to my core. I mean, I literally lay awake at night and thinking, why are these women doubting themselves? And I think, and it's from, all, as I said, all walks of life, all spaces in their career. People who have been at the top of their game for ages are still believing that they are not worthy. And I think that is something that we need to change, and we need to speak about, and we need women to be aware that they're not alone in feeling this. It's almost a pandemic, if you want to talk about it that way. Correct. It really is. So, I really felt it was on my heart, and I wanted to speak about it. And I think the more we speak about it, the more women will look at themselves and think, actually, you know what? I deserve to be here. I've worked hard. I'm slaying at this, so to speak, and I deserve this space. And I think it all comes down to confidence and self-belief. And as you said, as women, we so easily break ourselves down. We focus on what we're doing wrong. That CEO made one bad decision and now she feels, she doesn't deserve to be CEO of this company. Yeah. And it's not like that at all. We all make mistakes. And in fact, I'm a big embracer of failure. Failure is what teaches you the biggest life lessons and makes sure that you flourish in further projects. So, failure for me is a very important part of life.
Correct.
And not something to break yourself down about. So, I really feel that women need to just celebrate every single little thing that they achieve in a day. And that goes back to self-affirmation. And another thing where they say, fake it till you make it. And it's such an old saying, but it's so true, because by faking it till you make it, you are actually putting it out there that you can do it, and then you believe that you can do it. So celebrate each little milestone. Take the time when you do something small every day. What can you celebrate that day that you feel you did really, really well in?
We only wait to celebrate the big things, the huge things.
I know, and I do it too. I mean, I'm talking like this, but obviously I do a lot of that myself. We all guilty of that. So I think just make a conscious decision every day to pat yourself on the back for whatever you achieved that day. And if you do that daily, you'll just find, you're focusing now on the positives, and that will naturally feed your self-confidence. And that will grow each and every day. So take time, pat yourself on the back, and don't sweat the failures. They are learning moments.
People always ask me, why am I so confident? How did I get here? I was like the shyest person in high school. Words would not come out of my mouth. When it was speech time, words would not come out of my mouth. And I always tell the story because people think you're born with the gift of speaking.
Yes, and it comes so easy.
It comes naturally. But I must say it's been about 15 years of work in progress, ever since I started my corporate journey and worked for some incredible companies. It was something that I was forced to learn, how to speak, how to present, how to articulate myself. So I think, it's worth investing in. It's not something that you can just, click your finger and make it happen tomorrow.
Exactly. There's no such thing as an overnight success.
Correct.
Every person has put in the work, and as you say, you've got to just start. And I think that's the most important thing, is just taking that first step, and especially going into a new year, 2024. What better time to start that journey? Just take that first step, visualize your goal, visualize your dream, and nothing is unattainable. It might take 1 year, it might take 10 years, but just start. And I think that's a big key thing for 2024. Just start. Okay, We've got 2 slogans now. Just start and be kind to yourself.
Correct. Because we wait for perfection again, right?
Exactly.
Coming back to everything must be perfect. And everything has to be the way I want it to be.
Somebody said something to me that if it's perfect when you've launched, you've waited too long. And I thought that was very profound and so true. Especially for me, I'm a perfectionist, so nothing is ever finished. If you give me, 3 years, I'll still be working on something to perfect it. So, just get it to the point and just fly with it, and you learn as you go along.
That is fantastic. Tell us a little about the Mrs. Soweto pageant. I know it created waves. I know many of the contestants.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about, the woman empowerment aspect that it brought forward.
Well, that's the thing. So I've worked quite a lot previously with the founder, Tshegofatso Mate.
Yes.
This was her dream. This was her vision. And as I said, we've worked so well together. And she came to me. She said, I've got this dream and I want you to help me, bring it to life. And, female empowerment is something very close to both of our hearts. It's something that we live and breathe every single day.
Yes.
And what better place to bring it than, the home of Soweto, the home of Joburg. So we really wanted to make an impact. We wanted to be different, that it really changes lives. So it literally is an empowerment program. Yes, we have a fantastic finale, which, as you saw, was absolutely amazing. But that's just the icing. The most important thing is just to develop in every single way that we can over the period. It's normally about 6-7 months that we work with the finalists. And at the end of the program, they actually get a certificate to say they've completed the Mrs. Soweto Empowerment Program. And the changes that we saw in the women, I don't know if you've seen some of the ladies who went through the empowerment program. It has been mind-blowing. One of them has just launched her own perfume.
Oh, wow.
And this is someone, who was very quiet and introvert at the start of the journey. And she just blossomed. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. And that's just one example of how it has touched many women. And I think the key to learn from this, everyone says, oh, it's a beauty pageant. But what they don't understand is that these women, some of them are in a place where they just need to be seen.
Correct.
They just need to be seen. They just need to be given a few tools, and it just flicks a switch. And the change is absolutely remarkable. And we literally witnessed it in front of our eyes. I mean, we had 20 finalists, and they were all changed in one way or another. Our queen, Mel, I mean, oh my gosh, she is, I don't know how she's doing it. She's absolutely everywhere, and she is making such an impact in Soweto as we speak. And that was the key. It's not just, done and it's over. We still involve the finalists in all of our activities. We did, obviously, a handout at Nelson Mandela Hospital on World Premier Day, and we had some of the ladies come with us. So it's basically like a family, and it continues. And so the support doesn't just fall away, okay, you've been through the program, we're done. They grow with us as we grow. So I'm really enjoying the journey. The women have been absolutely amazing. And we moved on a daily basis on how we've managed to make change. And as we said, the impact in Soweto, I mean, Mrs. Soweto, Mel Slappy, has been working with, the Department of Economic Development. She's had numerous meetings with them on working on some initiatives within Soweto to make change. She is working on a daily basis with tourism bodies. So yes, it's all about impact. That's the key word: empowerment and impact, and we're living it.
Yeah,
it's not just a
sentence.
You
are. I think it's a real sisterhood, right?
It's a real sisterhood.
It's a real sisterhood.
Yeah.
I feel it when I meet the ladies. I feel it when I speak to you. There's some things you can't fake in life.
Oh, yes.
And people's energy is something that I, resonate very closely with. And I think, this is why you've been part of my journey from day one, literally, when no one even believed in the concept of having this Boss Babes of South Africa. So, I just want to say a huge thank you for, everything you've invested into the brand, your voice, helping to grow the brand. I think it's partnerships like these that really help move women forward, move society forward.
And it's all about collaboration. And that's why I absolutely loved what you were doing. I just saw your vision immediately, and I thought, I want to be a part of it. And we all need to be a part of it. We all need to be a part of a movement that is pushing and elevating and also mentoring and supporting the women out there. There's, a lot of women seem to want to do everything on their own. They don't realize that there's support out there, there's mentorship, there's women that want to collaborate and lift them up, and a lot of them have had negative experiences, and I think that's what's holding them back. And I think through your platform they really get to see women supporting women in action. In action. And it's real. And I think that's the beautiful thing about Boss Babes of South Africa, and I'm a huge fan.
I know. I'm just looking at the outfit
choice. I always come in the brand color, always.
The brand color. And I think, just to add to that as well, I've recently started my mentorship and coaching journey. I think there's been a lot of push for people to say, do it. At first I was like, I'm doing so many things. But I want to say in the last few months, it's become rather clear that I want to give back.
Yeah.
And I want to use the knowledge that I have to, share that with other people.
Yeah.
For me, it may seem obvious. It may just seem like I just know the answer. But to someone else, they could really find that to be very valuable if they're starting off new in the industry, in their corporate career, in the digital marketing space. Whichever space they are they're in. Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that, you always feel that what you know is what everybody knows.
Correct.
But everybody has their different strengths. And, there's so many people out there that by you reaching out, you can touch their lives. And that, of course, pays it forward. And then they touch other people's lives, and so on and so on.
Exactly.
And I'm excited to see through Boss Babes of South Africa where you're going to be in a few years, because, already look at the impact that you've made in such a short time.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
So yes, I will always be a huge fan and love supporting you, and thank you for your support as well in everything that I do.
This is what it's all about.
Yes, sisterhood.
Collaboration.
Yes,
lending our voices to each other's audiences.
Definitely.
People take that for granted, especially if you want to grow. People always think, "How did you grow? How did you grow?" It's because I put my ego aside and decided that I want to impact.
Yes.
I don't want to be famous.
Yeah.
I'm often confused for saying she wants to be famous. It couldn't be more further from the truth.
Yeah.
I want to impact. I want to leave a legacy. I want things around me in the world to change because of what I say and what I do.
Yeah. And it's intentional. I think that's the big thing is your intent and your heart, which, I've seen right from the start. And I think, obviously you'll always get people who, as you say you want to be famous, but also in order to do good, you have to have the platform, and you have to build that platform.
That's
if you didn't have the platform, you could say it and three people are seeing what you're saying.
Correct.
So in order to have that impact and to do good, because I have people saying that about me as well. Like, why are you always on doing the social media? I'm like, because I need to have a voice.
Correct.
And I have to maintain it in order to have that voice to do and to impact in the way that I want to. So it's a critical part of it.
And I think, going back to social media, consistency is key.
Consistency,
Showing
yes.
up, putting your face out there on the days you're not feeling your best.
Exactly, yeah.
I've also started to run social media masterclasses.
Yes,
started
I saw. Congratulations.
Just started it. I've done about 15 sessions so far.
Amazing.
It's been incredible.
Might be slowly, but you will grow. And then what an achievement and milestone. I've got a friend who is so close to 10,000, and that she works very hard at her social media. She is amazing, also very authentic. So then we celebrate, and I celebrated with Nandi the other day. I don't know if you saw, she hit 300. Well, it was supposed to be an event for her to hit 300,000, but by the time we booked the event and got there, she got to 310,000. So we celebrated 310,000, and she's very authentic. So, yes, women are doing it, but it's not easy. Yes, you get the overnight, successes. But everyone's, I get asked this all the time, how do we go viral? I'm like, if everybody knew that, if it was a formula, we'd all be going viral. And it literally is, obviously I run 25 brands, so I see, time and time again, some things that you just sort of put up there and you didn't think much of, or the ones that, get the 30,000 views or the 100,000 views, and something you worked hours on and created, obviously gets hardly anything. So it is, you just have to keep at it, and that's what you're saying, consistency, and don't overthink it, just post. Don't overthink it. Post
And
and
there's a
post.
level of bravery, right, that comes to putting yourself on social
Exactly.
media.
You're putting yourself out there.
Putting yourself out there, you're opening yourself up to so-called haters, naysayers,
Yes, yeah.
people that look at you and say, oh my God, what is she doing? Like, what is she all
Yeah,
about?
somebody said something to me once, because I always say amazing, but to me everything is amazing. And he's like, oh my gosh, can you say amazing any more times? I'm like, I love saying that, and I won't apologize
And
for
let
that.
me be.
Yes, yeah, and don't take it too seriously. People are going to have an opinion, and
No matter what
no
you
matter
do.
what
That's
you
what
do,
I've learned.
exactly.
You can do the best things in the world.
Exactly. They are going to have an opinion. So you can't live your life by that. And you can't let that hold you back. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think, and this is something I've spoken about previously, is don't let fear and self-doubt hold you back. In fact, it was one of my taglines. That is such, you miss out on so much of life, so many opportunities by letting that self-doubt hold you back. And I think, everyone says, what is my superpower? And I think it's that I'm fearless. I think, as you know, I just dive in and do. And it's taken me on so many incredible paths, which I would never have experienced if I had let my self-doubt, because of course I have self-doubt in there.
Absolutely.
Of course, everybody does.
Everybody does.
Every single person, from presidents to whatever, have self-doubt in them. But you've got to learn not to let it be loud in your head, and tone it down, and just jump. Just close your eyes, jump, and just do it. And let the wonderful life take you on the path that you just don't know where it's going to lead, who you're going to meet, who you're going to connect with. So everything that comes in your life is an opportunity to have a wonderful experience, or meet a certain person you would never have met, who may connect with you for whatever reason. So yeah, it's a big thing as well about self-doubt.
Thandi, thank you so much. As I let you go, what is your sort of advice that you'd like to leave our community with? A quote or a line or an insight that they could just hold on to when times get tough?
So I think I've said it already. The biggest thing is don't let self-doubt hold you back. Just be confident. Give those affirmations every day, and just take that step. Just do it. Don't overthink things. Just leap forward. And it's never too late to reach that goal or that dream. You just have to take that first step.
Thandi, it's been an absolute honor to have you on my podcast.
Thank you.
And looking forward to many more conversations like these. Thank you so much for just being a part of this journey. It's been incredible.
Thank you. It was an absolute honor to be on Kovini Speaks, and yes, hope to be back in the future, and that it's going to be a huge success, as it deserves to be.
Thank you so much, Thandi.
Thank you so much.